Hi everyone, I'm back. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the recipe that I use to make guacamole. So we call it guac for short, and it's pretty simple. So I have 3 tomatoes, about 3 avocados, and I like the avocados somewhat firm, but a little bit of a soft touch. 1 lemon, then I add salt, pepper, and then I have some cilantro right here. So for those of you that don't really care for cilantro, you can opt out and leave out the cilantro. I like it, so I just put it in. I don't put as much in as I do in my pico, but I do put some in there. And then an onion. So this onion is really huge, so I don't put that much onion. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. So we're gonna go ahead and do our onion. And like I said, I'm not going to add too much onion because then the onion will overpower it, and I don't like a very strong onion flavor. So this seems about right here because I want to taste the avocado and I want to taste the tomato, get all the flavors in there. All right, so, and I'll just kind of cut it into maybe like 4s. And I'm going to use my trusty little chopper, if you remember from the last time. So I'm going to use that. That'll help right there. And then I'll set that aside for a second. So as far as my tomatoes, I could also use the chopper, but I don't want my tomatoes to be too runny. So on these, I'm just going to cut them myself. There's a little trick I learned a long time ago, and you just slice your tomato sideways, like so, and then you just turn it over to the side, and as you're cutting it, it comes out in squares already. So I like my guacamole a little chunky, so that's why I don't cut my tomato too small on this one. On the pico de gallo, I don't mind, but on the guacamole, I do like it chunky. I don't like really squishy or runny guac. I like it, you know, somewhat to where you can taste every single bite. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut the tomato just into like little squares. And that side, so I would say about maybe 3 tomatoes is pretty good. So I just kind of cut down some little slits, and then you just cut across, and it helps to cut your chopping time down. Okay, so now that we've got that chopped up, we're gonna pour this into the bowl. Okay, so I already cut one of these avocados open, and a little trick I learned is just you get your knife and you just kind of stab it, but sideways, or chop it, and then you just turn, just drop it. Another trick I learned also was you want to slice your avocado like this. If you ever want to do some avocado slices, sometimes they will fall apart. Then you can just peel off the skin and it keeps its shape versus it being squished as you're trying to get it out with the spoon. So now the avocado, I'm just going to cut it into little chunks because I don't want to have a mushy guac. Okay, there we go. Now I'm just going to go ahead and cut up some of these, make it a little chunky. So I'm not going to cut too much because once I mix everything in the bowl, then it'll get a little bit more, I guess, chopped up as I'm putting it in there. So these are just little squares that I'm trying to do here with the avocado. Like I said, I prefer my avocados a little firm. These are a little softer than what I normally prefer, but we'll make do with what I have here. Okay, so I'm gonna push this aside for just a second so I can go ahead and chop up my onion. Like I said, I didn't put too much onion, I just put a little bit. My trusty little chopper chops it up. So I'm gonna go with just a little bit of onion first, and if I need to add more, then I'll add some more. I think that's pretty good. I like to taste my avocado and my tomato and my cilantro in there. I just set that aside. Okay, so now let's go ahead and scoop up the avocados. Put this in here. Go. Now I'm going to be adding some lemon. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my lemon. And see all these seeds in here. And that's where this little lemon squeezer comes in handy, because it's not going to allow the seeds to fall in. So I'm going to squeeze my lemon over it. And I like a lot of lemon in mine because it really adds flavor. And then you just squeeze it. Okay, put this aside. Done with that. So now we have some cilantro here, and just a little handful. And I'm just going to just cut it just a little bit. It's not enough to put in the chopper because it's just a little bit. It's a little handful. You don't want to overdo the cilantro. There we go. And then you're just going to put it in your bowl. And all right, so it looks like we have everything ready. I'm just going to add maybe just a little bit of salt. And that's probably like a little pinch or so. And I add a little bit of pepper. You don't have to add any, but I do. All about flavors. And then you just go ahead and you're going to fold everything in. So that way it doesn't get mushed up too much. And as you see big pieces, you can definitely, mix it in. Okay, so then you're going to just fold in everything, all of your ingredients together. And if you notice, I'm not really mashing anything in here. I'm just sort of folding, and as I see big chunks of the avocado, I just sort of cut it with my spoon. And you can use a spoon or a fork, whichever you prefer. And you just mix it. Now, some people do like their avocado a little on the mushy side, squishy, mushed, whatever you want to call it. I prefer it chunky, but you do want to get some avocado in every bite. All right, there it is. There's the avocado right there. Now you have your guacamole and your chips. And you can serve it with any type of tortilla chips that you like. See, now when you lift it off the chip, you get a nice, yummy guacamole on there. Nice, yummy guacamole. So on this recipe, I chose not to add any serrano or jalapeno peppers in it. I personally like it with the serrano or jalapeno peppers in it, but a lot of times not everyone does because it gets a little spicy. But I usually do make 2 batches of my guacamole. So one with this recipe right here, which is just the tomato, cilantro, avocado, and lemon. The other batch will be just adding serrano peppers or jalapeno peppers. So other than that, I hope you guys really like this video, and I hope you guys try it. Let me know what you think. Take care. Bye.